All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. A lot of news today. A lot of news. So we got to go through a lot. We got to go through this quickly because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Some stuff if we stay on it and it gets interesting because our viewers may say something that's really profound and we'll stay on it.
Oh, that's true. Or we'll say something.
Yeah.
We'll get caught on. I was up on that Howard Stern thing yesterday.
I know.
You always wait to clean your eyes out as soon as we start
That's
this
when
show.
they needed cleaning. I didn't know and feel it until I took my glasses off.
Well, Taylor Swift. Didn't we talk about Taylor Swift the other day? We talked about how powerful she is. And we said how the Swifties, if they do anything.
Everybody in their what do you call them?
What?
The Swifties.
Their fan bases?
Fans, yeah.
Let me see.
So everybody got names for their fans, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Nicki Minaj is the Barbs.
Why Barbs?
Barbie doll.
Is that why she was doing when she did that video? And
she's the live Barbie doll.
And what's Beyonce's?
The Beehive.
Wow. And what's Cardi B's?
Is it the Barty Gang? I think it's the Barty Gang.
They got names for their fans.
Everybody has names.
I don't think we had fan names back in my day.
Really?
We was just the artists. Unless I'm missing something, we was just Michael Jackson fans or whatever that group was, but we didn't have a name for ourselves.
Well,
that's new.
The Swifties are Taylor Swifts.
Okay.
And Taylor Swift attended the Kansas City Chiefs game.
That's her boyfriend.
Well, right? That's what the speculation is. Mm-hmm. Because they seen them out together and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. So the speculation is that her new boyfriend is the Kansas City Chiefs.
One of the Kansas players.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Taylor Swift isn't just sending Eras Tours merchandise flying off shelves. She's now boosting sales of NFL apparel. Now, a bunch of guys was talking about this on their YouTube.
Just men only?
They mad because they said all these cackling women are coming around now who didn't care nothing about football. Now, all of a sudden, Taylor Swift boyfriend is a football player, and now all of them want to go to NFL games. They want to watch the game with them. They're going out buying the jersey and everything. Swift attended the Chiefs game against the loser Chicago Bears.
Some people burning their jerseys.
I wouldn't burn my jersey. That's not a real Chicago Bear fan.
Some people, they saw one guy burning his jersey.
Why?
I don't know. He's not happy. They haven't won a game since October of last year.
Yeah, but if you're a true fan.
Some people, like you said, what's his name, was taking applications to be
that's being funny.
A Green Packers fan.
But he's a Packer fan. That's why he's being funny, saying Bears fans.
I know that, but there are some people who are so enchanted with them that they are jumping ship on them.
They're not real fans then. They're fair weather fans.
Yeah.
A real Chicago, I'm a Chicago person. You're a Chicago fan. That's it. Now, there might be seasons where I'm not really cheering and doing all of that, but I'm not going to burn my jersey and all of that. That's ridiculous. Anyway,
especially
Swift,
if you got Peyton.
They're not real Jersey fans. They're not real Chicago fans. Well, Swift attended the Chiefs game against the Chicago Bears Sunday to show her support for NFL star Travis Kelce, amid speculation that the two are dating. Now you got black women mad. You know why they mad?
Why?
Because he used to be down with the black girls.
Oh, he used to date black women?
Yeah, now he's dating Taylor Swift. So now they like, oh, now you got rid of us. And you gone over to, so everybody finds something.
So they digging in his past. They probably digging all his
It's not in his past. He was very open. I mean, he was open with his relationship with his black girlfriend.
Nobody knew about that, though.
Right.
Well, I didn't care about this guy who he dated.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. When they pulling him, I feel bad for him. I really do.
Well, the pop princess appearance at the game sent sales of the Kansas City Chiefs tight ends number 87 jersey up 400%. 400% increase in the sale of his jersey because the fans found out Taylor Swift might be dating him. Yesterday, Travis Kelce was one of the top 5 selling NFL players and saw a nearly 400% spike in sales throughout the fantastic network of sites, including NFLshop.com. A frantic spokesperson told Associated Press via email. Spokesperson.
Fanatics.
Swift, a longtime Philadelphia Eagles fan, because she's from there, she's around that area, watched the Chiefs face off against the Bears from Kelce's suite at the Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. The pop princess donned a Chiefs windbreaker. That's why they went out and bought it. And cheered on her rumored beau alongside his mother. And then she was sitting next to his mother. Swift and the two-time Super Bowl champion were spotted leaving the stadium together. So if they're not dating, they're definitely talking to each other.
Wow.
So
there's pros and cons with a high-profile entertainer like Taylor dating an athlete.
Yep.
The pros is bringing more attention to the game. So more and more people, more and more viewers are watching, purchasing Kansas City items. Because that money to the Kansas City Chiefs, the owners are like,
right,
way to go, way to go.
And what's his name? Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick.
He was being funny because, they won. And you know how they talk to you at the end of the game. Uh-huh. He said, well, I felt under pressure because I knew all the Swifties was watching. He said I had to come through for the Swifties. So he was being funny.
And I was saying pros and cons. The cons are kind of like what you're saying. It's pressure. If he loses, if he gets injured, it's pretty much all on eyes on him, but not for the right reasons that he would want. He's playing. He's a serious ball player. He's a serious athlete. Mm-hmm. And her fans are watching him for various reasons. They don't even have a clue, some of them, about the sport. Mm-hmm. So it can bring a lot of negative attention that's not granted. Like you said, some of the guys are like, really? Women, Swifties, come on.
They said this isn't the first time a pop star has lifted prices. In May, Beyonce single-handedly bumped up Sweden's inflation of 0.2% by playing 2 shows there. She helped their economy.
That's good.
Brought it up by 0.2%. Mm-hmm. The NFL is embracing the social media hype, which is what we just said, surrounding Swift's trip to the Arrowhead. On Tuesday, the NFL's bio on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, momentarily read NFL Taylor's version, alongside a photo of Swift and Donna Kelce watching the Sunday's game.
Taylor's version? Like her input on how the game went and stuff?
So they being funny. They being funny. But let's see how this goes. Look, either way, it's a win-win for Taylor. Because if they stay together and she gets married, everybody finally sees Taylor Swift get married and have a baby, which is what everybody wants. Mm-hmm. If she doesn't end up with him and they break up, then we get a new album. Because she's going to talk
about him like she's done all the other past.
So either way, it's a win-win for her. So, all right. Emerald says, hey, ladies. And Wendy says...
So you said dude used to date black women.
Yes, his last girlfriend was a black woman. Okay. So some black women making comments about...
Why you can't get a sister?
Why can't you just date whoever you want to?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. All right. We got to talk about it. Ma, your favorite man.
Who is that?
Trump.
Oh, Lord.
My mother's so funny. She was following this story. It just broke today. Mm-hmm.
Sure it is. It's going to be on Monday.
Donald Trump is found liable for fraud in New York civil case. Now, remember I told you that black attorney general was after him, that female attorney general? And I said once these black women after him, it's over.
And his 2 sons.
Well, yeah, she's going after his sons too. But he's done so much that he can't pull away from them. They after him now. Mm-hmm. It says here, I'll just sum it up. I don't feel like reading it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's boring when you read it. A while ago, it's been at least 4 years she's had this case. She's been trying to bring this case, the black attorney general. Mm-hmm. Trump is a liar, like we all know.
Right.
Trump, let's give an example. He'll have a building in New York and it'll sell for it's appraised because we know about appraisal getting our house.
Mm-hmm.
It's appraised at $10 million. He'll say that it's appraised at $200 million. Like
He'll bump up the
ridiculous
pricing.
amount. Like so ridiculous that it's against the law.
Mm-hmm.
To go from 10 million to like 200 million. And
really
then
inflated.
And then he'll say, I can sell it to me, that's what my house is worth. In a part, he's right, but not that much. When it's inflated that much, it's against the law.
Right.
Because you start to affect real estate prices. You start to affect a lot of other things that people are relying on because your number is so high.
Right.
But you can inflate a little bit. Like if your house is appraised at, $200,000 and you say, I want to sell my house for
$250 or something.
For $400 or $300,000 or something, whatever. Because I feel like it's worth it. And if somebody wants to pay that amount to get my house, then that's fine. But you can't say $200,000 to $2 million. That's ridiculous.
Was this that big of a gap?
$10 million to $200 million.
Oh, it was 10 to 200.
Yeah, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
And they found out not only was he doing that in real estate, he was doing that in all his businesses in New York.
He was pumping up the prices. Appraisal
and then on his thing, he would say, I could sell it to the Saudi Arabians. They'll pay $200 million for it. Yeah, they will. Because you'll give them favors when you was president.
Exactly.
Which is what he did.
Yes.
We all remember the guy who the newsman who was ex-stayed, I don't want to say the word, in Saudi Arabia, and then he let it go and said it was an accident or something like that. We all know that the man was taken out by the Saudi Arabian king, allegedly. But he has a relationship with them.
Right, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
And then Jared signed his son-in-law, $1 billion deal with them. Mm-hmm. So he has an interest in them.
Some shadiness going there too. Dirty hands.
He has more money that he wants to make. That's why he wants to get back in office again.
You said that he's a shady person anyway, to how he was doing business in New York.
Right, he's shady.
He just, a slickster.
And he wants to get back in office so he can finish these deals up. He was making billions of dollars. If you are a
high-level president and commander-in-chief over this country, you got some clout and you got some
So he knew he was wrong. He knew it was coming. So he's been moving his money out of New York for the last few years, they say.
Oh, really?
Because he knew this was coming. And the judge came down today and said, he looked at the books and said, you're guilty. The trial hasn't even started and the judge has already said you're guilty. The trial starts Monday. The judge looked at the paperwork and it's almost like a case where somebody knocks off a person. Uh-huh. And the trial starts Monday, and the judge looks at it. Oh, he's guilty. You're guilty, he says to the man in the court. The man is like, I don't have a chance in heck now starting Monday. The judge says I'm guilty.
Well, I know they really can't do that.
Yes,
unless it's a trial by jury.
It's a civil trial.
Oh, civil. Okay.
So the judge has already said he's guilty. All they got to do now is find out how guilty he is.
Okay.
So, and not only did the judge find that he's guilty of lying and inflating his amount, he also says that you can't do business here anymore. He canceled all of his licenses to do business in New York.
And now look what it's got him.
And charged him, cost him over $200 million. That's what the suit is against. He has to pay over $200 million. Oh, now, foreseeing all of this, I told you, he already started moving all of his money out. So they froze his access in New York. Okay. And he's also sued the attorney general and the judge. He did that a while ago. Mm-hmm. So now it has to go to an appellate court. So we don't know yet, Ma. Yeah. If the appellate court overrules what the judge said, then he's fine. Okay. If it upholds what the judge said, then he's not. What I'm hearing is even Stevie Wonder can see that he's false. So the appellate court is more than likely going to uphold what the judge said. Okay. It's so ridiculous that anybody can see that.
Okay.
So $200 million. Now, you know his people going to pay for it.
the mega people are collecting money for him for his legal defense and everything.
Yes.
And him running as president.
So his cult following is going to raise money for him.
That's the sad thing about, because he can always depend on,
His people that's giving him money is falling behind.
Oh,
but what they can't do, it's too much. It's too much.
He's not getting as much as he needs.
They can't save him from not being able to do business in New York anymore. They can give him money, but they can't help him out.
And New York is a city that he thrives in.
Trump has to win the presidency. That's the only way that he'll be out of jail. That's the only way he'll be able to pay people
even
back.
if he's the president, he could still be charged.
Right, but he want nothing to happen to him.
Why not?
And he knows because he'll be president.
But look what happened to Nixon.
Nothing. Nixon could get out. And he also knows that he said out of his own mouth, once I become president, I am going to wreak havoc on my enemies. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. So everybody who was against him, he already said, I'm coming after you once I become president. So it's a lot of people that got some in stake with him not becoming president.
They don't want him to be president. If he does become president, they can still do stuff, though. I mean, things can be put in law,
number one in the
right?
polls.
They can make a law to do stuff.
He's number one in the polls.
Impeach him.
He's number one in the polls on the Democrat and the Republican side.
Mm-hmm.
He's the number one Republican. He not only is he was ahead of them, DeSantis is falling back. His lead is even higher now than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gone over Biden.
Yeah.
And he's not doing the debate tomorrow.
You don't have to.
He said he's going to go to the United Auto Workers thing.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to if he's leading.
Emerald says, hey, ladies. Wendy says, hey. Aaron Pearson says, Pearson, y'all are like the liberal Diamond and Silk. I love it. Can't stand Diamond and Silk. Aaron says,
I won't say that because I don't know him.
Trump for prison 2024. You didn't watch them.
Yeah, I didn't watch
them. They
them.
were two cackling black women that was for Trump.
Really?
Yeah.
And you said the sister's still doing the show, huh?
One of them passed away, and he didn't even know her name at the funeral. He came to the funeral. He spoke at the funeral and called the one that passed away the one that was alive.
He just said some black woman. These are two black women that love me. Yeah. One passed away, whatever her name is.
Aaron says Ron has no chance. No. Ron DeSantis is a moron. But the
he's still higher than the other people, though.
I really feel like people are pushing for Trump, not because they really believe in Trump. I think they really want him to wreak havoc. Mm. He wants them to shake up. Y'all have to admit, the Democrats and the Republicans are both morons. And so somebody like that orange turnover excites people because they know if he gets in office, he's going to shake up everything. And they want something to be shaken up so bad. They don't want people to just go against the status quo.
So boring to people, and they just tired anyway.
Or they tired of them lying. They want somebody to get in there. What do you mean
they're tired of them lying?
Well, that's
what's so funny. That's the joke.
Yeah.
All the things that you're saying, you're tired of our government and you don't trust our government. You letting this man win?
Exactly. And the things
You're so hypocritical
and
yourself.
The things that they said he did good, it's not him. It's the Republican Party.
Exactly. That's
so you're really a Republican. Why are you saying that you want him? The stuff you like that he did, it wasn't him.
Right.
They did it in spite of him.
They just needed a figurehead.
That was it.
To stand in as a Republican, to vote in the Supreme Court justice people and all the things
they told him what to do.
He's holding up the Bible back upside down, saying 2 Corinthians. He don't know nothing.
Today he went, or was it today or yesterday I watched, because I look at TikTok and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. He went at a gun shop. I think it's the first time we've seen a president at a gun shop. Mm-hmm. And he saw a Smith & Wesson, I think that's the gun. And the guy, when he said, he wanted to see it. The guy took the Smith & Wesson out of the thing. And he was showing it to the president. If you could have seen the face of the Secret Service, they look like, what are we doing here? This guy is pulling a gun out.
They falling into the.
They look like they look like they was torn. That's why I said he shakes things up. That's never happened before. What president goes into a gun shop without somebody possibly shooting them?
Oh, when you're thinking it on that end of it.
He's going to a gun shop where there's guns all around. That's
right.
You don't do that.
Oh.
And you got Secret Service, and the man pulls the gun out, and the Secret Service is like this.
Oh,
they didn't know what to do. It's never happened before. He puts people in situations that it's never happened.
And he's acting to me like Putin. He acts like them. Like, I'm in charge. Wherever I go, they're going to do what I say. Roll the red carpet for me because I am a star. Yeah. I am the one.
Aaron says Diamond and Silk sold their race out. Yeah, it's a lot of them that do. Most Trumpsters. Aaron, not Republican, Trumpsters. Aaron says, I had to vote for crooked Hillary to keep Trump out of office. In 2016, it was the only choice. And Traces of Taiwan's Life says, hi, ladies. That's what I'm saying, Aaron. The people who didn't vote because they didn't want to vote for Hillary, your fault. That's why Trump was won.
So they'll have to choose between the lesser of two evils.
They didn't want to.
Or don't vote at all. Some people may not vote at all.
And that's what's going to happen again. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people who don't want to vote at all. But I think Biden's going to pull through because I told you what he's going to do. It'll either be a war,
a hat, a trick in his hat.
He has an ace up his sleeve. Mm-hmm. It'll be a war or COVID again returning, where everybody's going to be afraid.
But how can he control that? That can't be controlled.
All right. I don't want to get taken off the air. Yeah,
okay, we conspiracy.
Yeah, nobody can control it. All right, here we go. It'll be a war, or it'll be another.
Mean control us knowing about it.
Yeah, whatever.
But you can't control a virus.
All right. Okay. All right. Everybody just.
I'm thinking if you.
You're right, Lenore. You can't control the virus.
No, I'm saying you can control the narrative of it happening, but. Physically, there's something you put it out there yourself.
All I'm saying to our audience, in lieu of me trying to keep our station on, I'm agreeing with my sister. You can't control a virus. All right.
So you're thinking that they can.
Look, whatever.
I'm thinking
next year it'll be a virus that will be big again. If it's not COVID, it'll be something new. Mm-hmm. Or it'll be a war, full out war, which already war right now, but they're not really putting it on TV because there's no reason to now. Next year it'll be a reason to. And so you'll see it. And then most people don't change presidents doing those things. So that's what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Aaron says, if it was only 40,000 votes, more votes for Hillary in 2016, she would have won. Yep.
She got the popular vote, unfortunately.
But not the electoral.
But I think the electoral is, and we all know Emerald, if she watched it too, that documentary told us how the whole electoral voting process was even put in place.
Right.
And that still has a lot to do with the slavery and racism in our country.
Yep. All right. Well, let's talk about Biden. Look at him giving somebody a fist pump. Mm-hmm. All right, Ma, your Biden. He went to the United Auto Workers picket line today.
They invited him, though, right?
They invited him. Do you know that they said it was some people who drove by?
He's what?
The first president to do that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know they said it was some people who actually drove by and yelled out racial slurs.
Right to the brothers?
I guess, because there's white people out there too.
What did they was just talking to the brothers? Because there's a lot of people different race out there.
I don't know. Well, you know they too stupid. So most people that are all people that are prejudiced are stupid. Yeah. President Joe Biden is in Michigan Tuesday and walked the picket line with members of the United Auto Workers Union amid an ongoing strike against the nation's three largest automakers, General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis. Now, you said Ford was thinking about doing something?
I think Ford answered the concerns that the UAW had. Uh-huh. The other two, I don't think, have come up to to discuss anything in detail. Right?
Okay.
I'm thinking it's three truck companies or three automobile companies.
Okay.
And we're hearing Ford is on board. Okay. What about the other two?
Okay. Well, Biden's trip and the historic presidential appearance on a picket line comes as he faces political pressure to ramp up his public support for union members. Now, you know why he's under pressure right now, right? Mm-hmm. last year, I don't know if everybody remembers, November of around November 2022, the railroad strike. I don't know if you remember that.
They sure did.
They were going to, and Biden went against the railroad workers.
Yeah.
He said he put it in law that they couldn't strike.
It was something that I know. Remember, you were saying about if the trains can strike, can the planes do too?
And Biden said, if they strike the railroad, it would cripple the country. That's what I was saying about Reagan when he said about the airline. There's certain strikes where I think they step in and say, Well, that's what he did last year. And so some people were saying, I thought you was a union guy. I thought you was for the workers. I thought you was. He had this came around. So he had to. He has to make a strong presence that I'm for unions. I'm for, the laborers.
The thing is, you can be for union workers.
Right.
And every situation is different, though. You don't do
Each
a
one is
blanket.
Exactly.
Every single union. Okay. Teachers union, all that. What are they fighting for? What do they need?
Right.
And then you look at the list.
That's like,
you know what? You guys are not being fair to the companies.
That's like, I don't believe in all women are right.
Yeah.
That whole thing, hashtag all women are right or something like that. I don't look at that.
What do you mean all women are right?
When you come out and say that somebody assaulted you.
Oh, okay.
All women. No, I'm looking at each case. She could be a liar.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all women are right. I'm not going to believe you just because you're a woman.
Thank you.
So the same way I think that's, to me, the approach should be for the strikes.
Yes.
Look at what they're asking for. Look at what the company's doing. Now, what I was reading last year, not only did he say it would cripple the country if the railroad strike, but he also said apparently there were talks before and they had come up with a tentative agreement. And then he heard that then the workers were still trying to strike. So he wasn't in for that. If we sit down at the table and we both say work out something, that's it. Right. We walk away from the table. You can't go away next month and then come back and say, oh, yeah, by the way. That's kind of what he was saying, what they was doing. Right. And he's saying he didn't agree with that.
Right.
So that's why,
that makes sense.
But although I'm not a Joe Biden, I will say from what I've always known, he's been a union guy.
Okay.
He's a union guy. He's a labor guy, and then he'll always talk about Pennsylvania.
It makes sense.
And
in a lot of people's minds, it makes sense to have a union. A lot of people don't understand. Remember, unions started to form,
right? And
people were mad about that.
Now I'm laughing because former President Donald Trump, he's going to be there tomorrow,
right?
To deliver a speech to current and former union members in Detroit. What kind of speech is he going to deliver?
Is it similar
when has he ever been union?
The speech that he gave, the clipping that The View showed about him talking about the whales, the dolphins.
Oh my God.
We should have talked about that. Because that's what he's going to be talking about. Stuff like that.
No, he's losing it. He said that
dolphins are in trouble.
The dolphins. He said that the windmills.
The windmills. What the... This make you cuss.
Now, the windmills, he may not be that off. It's just the way he explained it. Yes. He's a moron.
Yes.
What I believe is happening is the ones that are in the middle of the ocean or whatever, or however, they're crashing into them.
Yeah. We need to get rid of the windmills.
How about let's figure out a way to where we can make something around the parameter
where they won't be injured,
where they won't crash into them.
That's what he'll talk about at the UAW.
Is he going to talk about
conversation about the windmill?
Is he going to talk about the illegal immigrants that he has working for him on his Trump locations instead of union workers? What is he possibly going to say to laborers?
I want to hear it.
This is going to be amazing.
Think about this. That's another reason why people are so amazed.
We don't know what he's going to say.
You be sitting there like this. Let me get my popcorn.
What is he
this reality say? TV. Okay, what is Trump going to say today?
I think he's going to talk about, let's all a drinking game. I bet you he's going to bring up like what I just
99
said.
bottles of beer on the wall.
I bet you he's going to bring up what I just said.
What?
Joe Biden wasn't for the train
He's going to dog him out.
So he's not for you.
Yeah.
I bet you he's going to. Let's see if he says that,
Don't trust him. He didn't even. He fell through for the train. The people, the union for the train union,
and he's only feeding you lies. What else could he say?
Well, we know he's going to talk about Biden and his whole connection with this, and he may.
Oh, the electric cars.
Oh, okay.
He's going to say, how is he for you? He's pushing electric cars. That's going to end up getting rid of all y'all jobs anyway. Because the batteries and everything aren't even made here.
They're made in China, aren't they?
Which I actually believe too. Joe Biden hasn't talked about the connection between electric cars and American workers.
They may get them in the when they do another debate.
The debate, yeah.
The actual debate.
If he goes against Nikki Haley, she'll eat him up.
Yeah, she will.
If he goes against
but she won't probably
Trump,
win, like you said. Trump
she won't.
Win.
Yeah, it'll be Trump. He'll talk about the electric cars. So let's see what he's going to talk about. The other day,
when does he go? When is this date?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
The other day, when you were saying about he was talking about the whales,
yeah,
he thought he was running against George Bush. He said the last Bush that I ran against, he said he tried to start a war.
He said the last Bush I ran against,
which is Jeb. Remember, he ran against Jeb Bush.
Oh, that's right.
He thought he was running against George Bush. Later on, he said Jeb.
Oh.
But he's losing
That's right. It was a brother Bush that was running against him.
He's losing it.
Well, that's what they talked about in The View today.
Yeah,
they talked about ageism.
He's like Biden.
And Whoopi brought up a good point. She said, you're trying to get rid of old people, everybody. We know, we understand. Let the younger generation in. Let the new minds and the fresh thoughts. But also don't disrespect wisdom, people who are wise.
Right.
And she said, is he not doing his job? He's fallen. Yeah, I'm fallen. And Joyce said, I've tripped in my own house. But what does that mean? Is he not doing his job? Alyssa had to say, yes, he's doing his job. He's showing up and he's doing it. He's making decisions and whatever. But we do need to talk about the age. But she said on the other side of that, Trump is only 2-3 years behind him.
Right.
He's just as close to doing some crazy stuff.
But his mind is losing it. Because he said Jeb tried to start a war. And it's like, no, that's George.
Yeah.
He's mixing them up.
Weapons of mass destruction.
He's an idiot. Both of them.
But you know what my prayer was too? Aside from him being, Lord Jesus, save him. Save his soul, Lord. Save him.
Both
Trump. Well, all of them, really, if they're not. But one of the things I was saying, Lord, if he's not competent, let it reveal. Let us know. We gotta know, because the mega people, I don't know how much you can support him when he starts talking about dead people and they're in his life now and he's seen somebody come in his room. They'll make
an excuse for it.
How you gonna make an excuse for him saying that he saw somebody dead walk in his room?
They'll say, even though he saw he'll say Abraham Lincoln walked in his room and had a talk with
exactly
him. And they'll say that shows you how connected he is with the spirit world. And a lot of people aren't. And Joe Biden should be lucky enough to have Abraham Lincoln walk into his room and talk to him. They'll spin it, Lenore, I'm telling you.
Well, it sounds like what Sarah and them said today on The View when the Hutchinson girl was talking.
Yeah.
They said, you were in a cult. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's a cult.
You was caught up. You was like this when he came in the room.
Yeah. Because when he was in the gun shop, Marjorie Taylor Greene was standing there. And you could have, if you could, the smile, the only time you see her smiling, she was amazed. She was so happy.
But you know the sad thing about a cult, I keep thinking about Jim Jones and the guy.
Yeah, they go. Soon you're gonna have to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, everybody was drinking that Kool-Aid. Boy, they was like.
Well, everybody in his thing has to drink the Kool-Aid sooner or later. They get sacrificed. Yeah. That's why Vampire Giuliani's being sacrificed now. He don't like it either. You see that?
Right.
He's paying everybody's bills but his. What about me?
You running out of money. You don't have no money.
All right. Okay. Aaron says, what are y'all ladies' opinion on Gavin Newsom? I already said this on the preview.
Did he make the announcement that he running?
No, he's just asking if he was running for president.
Oh, if he ran.
I already spoke about Gavin. I think you're not as against him as much as I am.
Gavin would be running for
He's too
Democratic,
liberal
right?
for me. But he might be their best
I'm thinking right now, I wouldn't shake the tree. I think nobody should run. Let Biden do his thing and just hopefully we can get through this. Anybody else step in the water? They because you were even giving good suggestions on the independent people.
They not gonna.
What's his name? What's the black guy?
I know he's talking about. Will.
No, with the afro.
We know. I can't think of.
He's running for independent or whatever that other party is. People's like, no, you already. We're trying to
start with a C.
Yeah, we're trying to hold on as many votes as we can. Because
I hate when you ask
close.
Stuff and then I can't think of.
He's He's a professor at is it Harvard or Yale? Yeah, he's running. And people are like, no, you're going to split the votes. No, Kennedy, no. It's a hard enough time getting Cornell. Biden is barely getting votes. So if anybody else step in, Trump going to win.
Well, whatever.
Trump is going to win.
Well, we'll see. But let's see what happens here. But very interesting, y'all. So let's see what he says tomorrow at the Union. I want so bad for people to throw tomatoes at him.
That's not going to happen. You think?
I would love it.
Because his mega people will probably be threatening them and there'll be a war. That's your war. If you lay one hand on Trump.
You lay one hand on my orange God, I swear.
You're going down.
And if he does go to prison, I'm sending him money there and putting money on his books.
Thank you.
He'll have every bacon, anything he wants in there. Those noodles, that ravioli can, whatever all of that stuff. Anything he wants.
We're taking care of him.
Slim Jims, all of that stuff. Potato chips, what he wants in there, he's getting.
That usually happens with cult leaders. People going to take care of their
We're holding them down.
Oh, gosh.
Like the brides of Helter Skelter.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
All right. So that's the end of this nut job.
Okay.
Well, speaking of Biden, don't they look like Kanye West behind there?
You know what?
Speaking of Biden, Mama, you brought this story up. Hunter Biden.
What's going on with Hunter?
He's suing everybody. He got 4 lawsuits going now.
Are people suing him though?
Yeah, well, he's suing back. He's sick of y'all coming after his.
You know what?
He's tired of Marjorie Taylor.
Man for himself.
Marjorie Taylor Greene showed nude pictures of him in the in the committee.
What are you
meeting.
doing nude pictures?
She on his computer. And the computer they stole, they said wasn't even the right one. He's mad about that.
Why would you take pictures of yourself naked anyway?
He's a crackhead.
You a nut.
Allegedly.
Go ahead. Allegedly.
Well,
alleged nut. Allegedly a nut.
And so people was like, that's not fair. He was under the influence when he was taking pictures of himself.
You didn't have no phone cameras and nowhere near you when you hide like that. So he
sent her a cease and desist to stop putting my nudes out there. Okay. She's giggling and laughing. Why don't she put Lauren Boebert groping that man? Put her pictures out there. But anyway.
We got her on video.
Yeah, she put his pictures out there.
Okay.
The latest that he's suing is Giuliani.
Now, what's that for? Did he put lies on him too?
A data breach.
Ooh.
U.S. President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, has sued Rudy Giuliani and Giuliani's former lawyer, the lawyer that's suing Giuliani. It's like a vicious circle here. He's suing Giuliani and the lawyer for Giuliani, who's currently suing Giuliani too. Mm-hmm. All right. Accusing the pair of violating Hunter's Biden's privacy over data allegedly taken from his laptop. Court documents filed on Tuesday showed Biden is in a lawsuit filed in federal court in Los Angeles, accused vampire Giuliani, who has served as a personal lawyer for former President Donald Trump, and Castillo of being responsible for total annihilation of his digital privacy.
I bet when Biden goes home, he and his wife,
Jill,
they probably sit there and just shake their head, honey. This son is just causing me a lot of trouble. What did I do as a dad? Did I sow seeds the wrong way with my kids? Why am I reaping all of this with this son of mine?
Can I ask a question? Why are they doing all of this?
That has nothing to do with his relationship with Ukraine.
He's not running for president.
I don't even, it's like they really trying to smear his name and make Biden look embarrassed. Here's your kid. I got pictures of him. He nude again. Look at your kid. He's high. Look at how high he is.
Okay, so let's say all the stuff you saying is true. Mm-hmm. What do we care?
I don't know.
His life does not affect us at all.
I'm concerned about his dealings with Ukraine.
That's it.
And if there's money mishandled and things promised, that's what I'm concerned with, because that concerns our foreign affairs. And
Republicans have focused on Hunter Biden as President Joe Biden, a Democrat, seeks re-election next year. The legal action was filed as Hunter Biden prepares to plead not guilty to federal gun charges next week, after an earlier plea deal with the prosecutors fell apart. His trial in Delaware is the first ever prosecution of a sitting U.S. president's child. That's what it's for. It's to humiliate him.
It's to humiliate him.
And comes as Joe Biden could again face Trump, who faces 4 upcoming criminal cases of his own.
And with his 2 sons.
With his 2 sons.
And
so
one of his sons has been knuckleheaded, who can humiliate him too. So they both got sons that you clearly got to do like this.
And if, let's say, for the sake of argument, Hunter Biden is found guilty, his dad can pardon him.
Yeah.
So you did all of that for what?
To worry him, to embarrass him, to humiliate him. Yeah. Yeah. This is a show.
How are you humiliating me when my son was a crackhead?
You know, don't you guys?
That means anything he did under the influence, I can say.
It don't even matter.
Because he was a crackhead.
Think about this, you guys. I feel like this is a circus. Have y'all ever been to the circus? There's a one circus that used to come to Chicago, the black one.
The Black Soul Circus.
Soul, whatever it is. And we would sit there because it would be animals one time. What the elephant gonna do? Ooh, and then the elephant will leave with his smell and leave him behind. And the clowns would come out. This whole politician, all the politics, all the cases, the running for president, this is a circus. Don't y'all feel that?
It says Hunter, he accused the pair, Giuliani and Costello, of claiming to have obtained data taken or stolen from his devices or storage platforms, including a laptop, but noted that Giuliani and Costello in public statements cited an external drive. He said it wasn't an external drive. They stole it from the inside the laptop.
So he may win this case and get some more money so he can pay off the other case that he's losing.
Well, Giuliani has to fight this, so he is mounting legal fees. Jeez. Giuliani was found liable last month for defaming 2 election workers and separately pleading not guilty in early September to the Georgia election subversion charges. So he got so many charges going on with him, and now Hunter Biden is going to add some more.
Exactly. Man. This is circus act, I'm telling you.
Let's see. What is it?
Begging Trump to pay for it.
Yeah, Trump's not.
Trump can't even pay for his own stuff.
Aaron says Jebra Bush for Jeb Bush. Emerald says, I just hope that the majority of Americans choose to vote wisely. They won't, Emerald. Tracy Zertawan is laughing.
Right, let's hope.
And then Tracy Zertawan said he does look like Kanye. That dude in the background does look like Kanye.
His cheeks, his fat cheek.
Yeah. Kanye's gained more weight than that.
But you're right, Emerald. All of us, we can just only hope and pray. I'm telling you, this is a circus. It's like, what's the next act? So you're saying there's some acts that's going to come on tomorrow.
There's some more acts that's going to happen tomorrow.
Go get your hot dog and popcorn. You're going to want to see the one tomorrow.
All right.
At the circus act tomorrow.
Well, off of these numbskulls.
Okay.
Carri Washington.
Now, she had a big interview with Robin.
Yeah, Carri Washington.
From Good Morning America. She did a full interview with him.
The shocking moment she learned her dad is not her biological dad.
How old was she?
She just found out.
Oh,
like a few years ago.
She's old then. She's
grown. And already a famous actress. You know how she found out? I'm not going to read the story. I'll just tell you. They were... Oh, I'm not that over. Bring that back to your hand. They were going to the ancestry type of shows.
Yeah.
Was gonna do a DNA thing on her. You know how they do it on
I
celebrities.
told you a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah. Well, you know how they do it on celebrities. They chose her. And she was excited about it to find out, her lineage and stuff like that.
What tribe, how much percentage of this and
her
that.
parents got a hold of that information and got nervous. They contacted the ancestry people, ancestral, whatever, and told them, we don't know how to say this. That's her dad, who she thinks is her dad, is not her biological dad. And if you do this story, it's going to all come out. We don't know what to do. So they talked to some people. I even think they even talked to her people, her people that work for her. And they say, you have to tell her.
You have to. Mm-hmm. I really feel bad.
And they told her.
I feel, for me, for some reason, I don't like the fact that the parents held that from her.
But let me tell you who her father.
Okay.
He was a sperm donor. They don't know who he is. He's a sperm donor. Her mom went to a sperm bank.
Oh.
So she doesn't have, they don't know who he is.
Did she go to a sperm bank because she didn't want to have she didn't want anybody to raise them with her? Or did she have some health problems?
I don't know.
Because this man she's showing that has her dad.
It's in her book.
Carri
Washington has a book coming out and she's going to talk all about it.
I would like to know what was her mom's reasoning for that,
She says she had a lot of insecurities and she went through a lot of stuff when she was younger. And she says now she thinks she attributes it to that. They were holding a secret from her. They were good parents, she said, but she felt something. And she said she always felt something, was something. And that's what it was. They was keeping that from her.
I'm thinking, too, as a sperm donor, can you still find out who they are?
Well, let me see what she says.
If she does the ancestry thing, she'll know what tree or whatever her father is coming from.
It says here, she said to her parents asked her to come home to visit because they had something important to tell her. This came after she announced to her family her intentions to appear on Finding Your Roots. That was the show. A show that features celebrities learning about their family history through DNA testings.
DNA does not lie.
She says, and I went to them, my parents, and they told me that my dad is not my biological father. She said on the Today Show, that's what you said with Hoda and Jenna, that I was born from a sperm donor. She said the announcement had been shocking for her, but somehow on some level, she felt that she had always known. Mm-hmm. She knew something. It was shocking, but there was also something strangely familiar, she recalled. It was like it was confirmation when they said it to her. She said her revelation had been like a call to adventure for her. It felt like, well, this is a really exciting opportunity for me to learn more about who I am and who I want to be, and also make sense of my life, she said. Washington added that writing her memoir, Thicker Than Water, which is out now, was healing for her. So there you go.
If there's an opportunity, because she
don't go in detail on here, but she probably in her book.
I was at that Tracy. Mm-hmm. She said Kirk Franklin is going through a similar situation, not knowing his biological mom or dad.
Oh yeah, Traces of Taiwan says, "Oh wow, Kirk Franklin is going through the same situation." Yeah, we talked about that on the previous thing. We talked about Kirk Franklin finding out who his biological his mother lied. Yeah. And said that it was somebody else. He didn't like this man because he was like, "Why you don't claim me?" Thinking that this other man was the father. Exactly. His mother was lying. His mother's a piece of work. If you ever watched it, you can watch it because you always watch stuff, biographies and stuff. And then she still didn't tell him. I told you he found out it was something. Somebody was in church or something. Y'all know if y'all watched it, and somebody was sitting next to him, his father, and was like, "You look like Kirk Franklin." Or something along those lines. Or he looks like you. And I think the man had heard it before.
Are you Kirk Franklin? Franklin's dad.
So then he asked him his mom's name. Do you know such and such? And the man knew her.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
And the word knew, like the Bible. He knew her.
So then they were like, you need to take a DNA test here, buddy. Because you know his mom. And he looks like you.
Yeah, that's connecting them.
So then somebody went and told Kirk Franklin, this guy looks like you out here. And he knows your mom. I mean, he knows your mom.
The biblical way.
So the man gets a hold of Kirk Franklin. He's like, it's up to you. I don't know anything about this. I don't know nothing about knowing you.
Wow,
if you want me to do a DNA test, I'll do it. And Kirk Franklin wrestled back and forth with it, and he decided, what's the heck? Go ahead. If the man's not, he's not.
Yeah.
The man takes a DNA test, and Kirk Franklin finds out you're 99.9% his dad.
Oh, if they had that on the what's his name show, the mom would be like, falling all on the floor.
Oh, you talking about Maury?
Maury.
The guy be doing backflips. You are the father.
Oh my God.
But can you imagine her? And she said, Carri Washington, they weren't going to tell her. If she wasn't going to do this show, see, that's a different generation. It's a different generation. No. That generation, they don't tell nothing.
Like that generation, they hide everything. And they don't want to look bad. I don't want anybody to know that I did this in my past.
Right.
I got to cover it up.
Right.
That is so misleading to the child, though. I don't care how great of a dad that stepfather was.
But even for...
when we're doing DNA stuff now.
But for medical
reasons.
Yeah.
You could have an issue with your blood.
Something.
And that's not your real dad and your blood don't match or whatever. And come to find out, I'm sorry, Carrie, he's not your real dad.
But you're right. You can find out because remember we had so much stuff we talked about on this show.
I know.
Remember we talked about them finding out that guy who ex-nayed somebody from Ancestry.com.
Oh.
The DNA test, the DNA came up. The cops figured it was in that chain somewhere. It was in that tree.
Yeah,
so family. They started knocking on doors around who could be kind of
Jimmy John Jr.
And they knocked on the man's door.
Jimmy John Sr.
Hold on. They knocked on his door. The man confessed.
He just happens to confess.
He confessed.
He didn't have to.
He didn't have to. But I said it was probably eating at him. They came and knocked on his door. Do you know this lady who was ixnayed? And he confessed.
He said, yeah, I took her.
But they found out from DNA.
Yeah.
Nobody's in the system, but they could find the family. DNA. And went and knocked on doors.
DNA is serious. That's why some people don't want to do the
say name.
That's why some people don't want to do the DNA thing because they don't want their DNA in the system.
Yeah. No. Your family.
Well.
No, you don't have to be in the system.
That's what I'm saying. This story is going to say, even if you don't give your DNA,
somebody in your family, that's it,
or a sibling,
I can build a whole tree off of one person's DNA.
One person's DNA.
Yeah.
The black people has had it hard. We came up through slavery, so a lot of them become embarrassed because they don't know this from that.
No, white people do it too, Ma.
But they do it too.
The queen, look, we don't know. Hold on, Ma.
They've had a hard time.
Ma, Harry, we don't even know if Harry belongs to King Charles. So white people do it too. He looks just like Diana's boyfriend.
The guy she dated.
The guy has red hair and the same face.
He should do a DNA.
He's not.
He won't show he's royalty at all, huh?
Wow. Queen Elizabeth is like, we're not touching that. But so white people too, Mom.
But my point is, that generation then just need to hurry up and die off. You know,
Dang,
like
you
as far as
cold.
I'm thinking like Moses' generation, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because if you're hiding things like how Carrie is finding out,
Yeah.
that's not good for the
All
child.
right. Well, I don't say
And we
die
got,
off.
well,
but-
eventually we going to die off.
All right. Well,
And
let's
the
look
newer
at here.
generation is going to take over.
Tracy said the dad attended a funeral of one of Kirk's relatives and stated he dated Kirk's mom when they were kids. That's it. It was a funeral.
Give us another 40,
I know it was a
50 years.
service. It was some service, and they were sitting there.
Oh.
And he said, "Oh yeah, I was with her. I knew her. You know." Okay.
I guess sperm donors, they don't want to be known.
No, that's why you do it privately.
But
you don't want to be
even
known.
if you're privately doing it as a sperm donor, if you're doing that DNA, you're going to find him out.
Well,
right? Then you say they're going to find somebody in your lineage.
Yeah.
So she would have done this and went and found out that that man wasn't her dad.
Yeah.
And then she would have seen who her lineage is.
Okay.
So.
All right, y'all. I'm skipping over some stories. Let's go right to let me show this. This is my funny. I always try to show something funny every day.
What's going on?
On the line.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
This is so stupid. Oh, they all get upset. Oh, you didn't want to do the job.
What's going on?
The drop that.
What's going on?
That's what he did. So this must have been a TikTok out. Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh my God. Get the screen to get anybody. He took it lightly. Okay.
What's going on? What's going on?
Scream the widow. No.
What's going on?
Oh, it's stupid. TikTok challenge is wrong.
What's going on? What's going on?
You have to watch it on TV, bro.
Oh.
What's going on?
That's
What's
funny.
going on?
All right, that's it.
This goes on. There's a lot of TikTok challenges going on.
What's going on? What's going on?
They bring the TikTok challenge. Every session, the TikTok challenge is playing that song to see if the person's scared.
What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, all those eggs. Oh, Lord.
What's going on?
And she pregnant. She's hitting with the finger. Oh, no. He can go make her go into labor.
Okay, I can't keep watching this. Oh,
It's sad that James Brown song will make you. Oh, I feel good. Oh, I tell you, he was
That
a good
is the
screamer.
dumbest
That's a
video.
cute TikTok, but you can hurt somebody. That man fell off his stool. He could have hurt himself.
I
Huh?
thought, I thought about doing a channel like this on YouTube, a compilation of funny stuff.
I don't even know.
All right,
We're
let's
gonna do animals.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do
Funniest
animals. All right, y'all. I thought that was funny.
That's cute.
Okay. Now you always want to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is, right?
Yep. This knucklehead, huh?
Drug dealer calls cops to report a customer stole from him.
Okay.
Thomas called police in reference to a theft. Officers in Largo, a city in Tampa Bay area, got in touch with Thomas, who told them that he was just trying to sell someone some weed. And when a customer stole $10 from him during the sale, at the time, Thomas was holding 11 bags of weed, according to an arrest.
That's it.
He didn't even try to hide it. So they actually played the 911 call. I'm not going to play it.
Really?
He calls, the lady says, 911, what's your emergency? He says, I want to report a crime. And the lady said, the 911 officer said, what's the emergency? He said, this guy, I was trying to sell him some drugs and he stole $10 from me.
I was trying to sell him some drugs.
And he stole $10 from me.
They tried to do that on Judge Million's show on the, what's the show she was on? People's Court. People's Court. They would bring a case against the person and it was something illegal.
Now.
And she said, I can't rule on that.
This isn't his first time doing something like this.
What is wrong with him?
It says in last year, he was convicted of cocaine, marijuana, and battery charges. He even has another case that's still pending. This is what this nut job did. This was another case. He had to go to court, right? You know how you go to court and you have to empty out your pockets and stuff and put it up. He emptied out all his pockets and put 7 bags of marijuana in the thing to go through and went on the other side like they was going to just give it to him.
They was going to give it back to him.
I think he has a mental issue.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. If he's doing that, then something's mentally not right there. I'm going to take my drugs out.
And put them on the thing.
That are illegal.
And put them on the thing.
And I'm going to go through and I need you to give that back to me because that belongs to me.
Yeah. He was waiting on them to give it back to him. And when he called this time, this report, the 911 operator, you could tell she was taken back. She said, oh, let me get this right. You were selling drugs and the guy stole money from you and you want me to send the cops out? He said, yes. She said, okay, where are you located? Whatever. He goes, are you gonna send them out about my money? She goes, she could tell she was trying to word it the right way. We'll send him out. Well, she said, not only one car, I'm going to send 2 cars out. And they'll justify the situation. Some along those lines. In other words, they're coming to get you.
They're coming to get you too, you knucklehead.
Just stay there until they get there.
Yeah, because I need you to file, because you're going to have to do a report.
And he said, okay. He stayed there. Big dummy. Colleen says, good evening, ladies. Hey, Colleen. Traces of Taiwan said, I would have made him clean up all those eggs. On the I Feel Good video.
I Feel Good, yeah.
It's some other ones, too. If y'all get a chance, go back and look at the whole video.
James Brown.
If I didn't think y'all would have a heart attack, I would have done that to you.
Mm-mm.
I would go live on this, and then I would hit this, and he would scream, I feel good. What would you do?
I probably would jump.
And they would all see it live.
I would jump. I know that because that scream alone, James Brown's scream would make you jump. Yes.
Traces of Taiwan said, oh, Lord, that's in Florida. Yeah. Everything crazy happens in Florida.
I know. That's a crazy state.
All right, y'all. That's it. We came in close. 103.
Okay.
Came in close.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to get our joke book, 100 family-friendly jokes. The link is in the description. And
Amazon.
You can buy it on Amazon.
We got volume 2 coming.
Volume 2 is coming. You finished it. I just got to look at it.
Court.
I got to make sure that no jokes is in
We're not duplicating any.
And I got to make sure that all of them are funny. So I might replace some. If you think all of them funny, you went through all of them.
I think depending on what mood I was in, I laughed harder
at some,
and then some I just kind of sniggled.
Okay, so I'll look at them and then see if they funny.
People have different levels of humor.
In this one, I did different levels of humor.
You know, because some of us, we may all go to a show, a comedy
different people
show,
have different.
And you like, he ain't funny or she not funny.
All right, y'all. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. Mm-hmm. And that was another Woods Report. See y'all later.